I used to believe that if you showed up every day, if you stayed quiet, if you did your work without asking for too much, life would reward you. At least, that's what I told myself. Every morning I woke up before my alarm rang, not because I was disciplined, but because my mind never really slept. I would lie there, staring at the ceiling, already exhausted, already replaying yesterday's mistakes, already worrying about today's expectations. By the time I reached the office, I had practiced my smile. People always described me the same way. She's reliable. She's calm. She never causes trouble. What they didn't know was how carefully that version of me was constructed. I learned early that being agreeable made life easier. When I was younger, saying no always came with consequences: disappointment, silence, distance. So I learned to say yes instead. Yes to extra work. Yes to late nights. Yes to responsibilities that weren't mine. At the office, this habit made me valuable. Managers loved me. Coworkers leaned on me. Deadlines found their way to my desk. And I told myself, this is what growth looks like. But growth shouldn't feel like drowning. The month the lie began didn't start dramatically. No arguments. No warnings. No disasters. Just more pressure than usual. A key team member resigned. Projects were redistributed. Expectations quietly doubled. I took on work I shouldn't have, not because I could handle it, but because I was afraid to be seen as weak. Fear is strange like that. It convinces you that silence is strength. It was a normal afternoon. The office buzzed with low conversations. Keyboards clicked. Phones vibrated. My boss stopped by my desk. Is the report ready? A simple question. The kind of question that shouldn't change a life. But my screen was unfinished. Half the data was missing. The conclusions weren't written. In that moment, I saw two futures. One where I told the truth and faced disappointment. Another where I delayed the truth and bought myself time. I chose time. Yes, I said. That single word settled into my chest like a stone. People think lies are loud. They imagine dramatic moments. Raised voices. Intentional deception. But real lies are quiet. They live in emails that sound normal, in meetings where you nod silently, in late nights spent catching up. The lie didn't feel dangerous at first. It felt practical. I'll finish it tonight. I'll send it tomorrow. I'll fix it before anyone notices. But lies don't disappear when you ignore them. They grow. I stopped sleeping properly. Every notification startled me. Every email felt like a threat. At night, I replayed conversations in my head, wondering if I sounded suspicious, if my tone gave me away. During the day, I smiled more than usual. Smiling became a survival skill. People don't question those who look calm. Subtle things shifted. My boss stopped checking in casually. Meetings felt colder. Decisions were made without my input. No one accused me of anything. But trust has a sound when it cracks. It's quiet, almost polite. I wanted to confess so many times, but fear kept whispering, if you speak now, it'll be worse. So I waited. The email arrived on a Tuesday. Please come by at 3 p.m. No explanation, no tone, just a time. My hands shook as I read it. I knew before I walked into that room that the lie had already done its damage. The meeting room was painfully clean. A folder sat on the table, my name on the label. They didn't yell. I didn't insult me. They asked questions. Questions I couldn't answer. Without admitting everything, when I finally spoke, my voice sounded unfamiliar. Small, tired. Honesty felt heavy in my mouth after carrying lies for so long. I wasn't fired that day. But something else was taken. Responsibility. Authority. Belief. My role was reduced. My work double-checked. People became careful around me. Not cruel, just distant. And distance hurts more than anger. That evening, I walked home instead of taking the bus. I needed time to breathe. The city moved around me, unaware that something inside me had collapsed. I realized something terrifying. I didn't recognize myself anymore. People think losing a job is the worst thing. It isn't. The worst thing is losing trust in your own voice. I started questioning every decision. Was I capable? Was I honest? Was I enough? One lie had rewritten how I saw myself. No one talks about the shame, how it follows you into normal conversations, how it sits quietly during laughter, how it reminds you again and again of who you disappointed. I didn't need punishment. I was already punishing myself. The truth isn't brave because it's easy. It's brave because it's uncomfortable. If I had spoken earlier, I might have faced consequences, but I would have kept my integrity. Instead, I protected my image and destroyed my peace. I miss the woman who believed honesty was simple, the one who thought effort could fix everything, the one who hadn't learned that silence can be a form of self-betrayal. I didn't cheat. I didn't steal. I didn't break the law. I just stopped saying the truth. And sometimes that's all it takes to lose everything that matters.